Welcome to GME Admin Insights. I'm your girl, Natasha Brox, and I am back with you today. This is the new academic year. Happy academic year. It is July the 1st, and as we know, it has begun. We've got through graduation, we are in the midst of onboarding, and we are now going to go into our academic year. So, what does your academic year look like for you? Have you streamlined any of the processes from last year into this year? You know, last year you knew what you were going to do. And so after that, if it didn't go as smoothly as you thought, is there some ways that you can tweak it? Or if you didn't think about it and if you're brand new, this is the perfect time for you to create, right, your timeline. This is July 1st. So this is when you say, okay, I just got through with graduation, list everything you did. I just got through with onboarding, list everything you did. Now it's the beginning of the academic year. What do I need to do, right? And this is when you can create your own timeline or get the ACGME timeline and your specialty timeline, add to it, tweak it for you and your program and what you do, right? So we all know with it being the beginning of the academic year, we have the GME track where, you know, the surveys go in, you have the completion, and it should be dying down of the orientations and the trainings for your residents. Um, and they should now be, I know ours is 6 weeks. So we have a couple of more weeks. You know, we have July the 4th holiday and everything. So after that, they're just going to do some more basic training in the office. And then at the end of July, they're going into their mini shifts, right? And that's when I get a breather. Okay. But this is where you can write down, okay, you have your graduating residents. What did you do for them? You know, ordering their diplomas. Did you collect their keys, their badge, their pagers, all of that? Did you make sure they were signed out on all of their notes and logs and things like that? Did you give them an exit strategy? You can write that stuff down, and then you can think about the verification training that they will need after they sit down with the program. You get a copy of that, put it in their file, and you have it there so whenever they need it, right? So write down those procedures on what you do and keep it. I keep mine in OneNote so that way if I need to tweak it or whatever, I can. And it's easy to just go to tab on whatever year or month, or if I'm doing orientation, onboarding, offboarding, you know, CME, whatever, I can tap on that tab and it go right to it. So that's just another little insight tip that maybe you can use as well. I love OneNote. And then of course, we've already selected our day for our graduation for 2025. Yes, you have to do it well in advance. So these are things that you don't think about moving through the process, but when you follow different timelines, it keeps you on your task, right? So then we have to now update our website, right? I've already sent that over to my marketing people to update the website, add our new interns, if there's anything else that needed to be updated, like our salaries and just different things like that, I went ahead and sent to them. And so that's taken care of. So these are little things, right? Little things that really become bigger things, because if your website is not up to date, then you don't look, then your website and your program does not look together and professional, right? And then, of course, we have our ads. And then we begin the process of answering, you know, questions from medical students. We start our medical student rotations. So then that's a whole nother thing for medical students, especially that I do. You know, we are in VASLO. So update that, get that going, make sure the sub-Is, the medical students, the PAs, they're all in the rotation and to have their information. So I'll also deal with that. And then, of course, we have to finalize like a lot of different things, even for me, like different conferences that I'm going to go to, What are the residents, where are they going to go? You know, their CME money, they're just a lot of different things. So this kickstarts everything. And my suggestion, especially if you're new or if you haven't done a timeline before, your own specific timeline, this is a great time to start it, right? This is July 1st. Start your timeline and add to it. And then that way, next year, you can think about what worked and what didn't work. Or when you're going through it, and at the end of it, so let's just say graduation. In the graduation, then I know, okay, next year I want to do this, this, and this. I'll go into my OneNote under graduation and I will just put specific things that I think that I want to do for next year, right? So that way I'm remembering it right now. And once next year comes around, I can say, oh, yeah, that's right. I remember I wanted to do this. Or if I want to change something up with offboarding, right? Go in there and tweak it now. Well, this didn't work, so next year I want to do this, right? So, or even advancement. We use new innovation. So the checklist for advancement. In order for you to go from a 1 to a 2, these are things that I need. These are the things that I want for you to give to me, and I put it in there. So if I wanted to tweak it, I could say, okay, next year, I still like the checklist for the advancements, but I want to add this. Because those are things that, you know, once you do your checklist and advancement, you think you're still asking the residents for different things. So now you can just put in your checklist, and once you send it out, everything is there. So that has to be continually be updated as well. It makes it easier for you when you have everything streamlined. I like to work smarter and not harder. And so those are the things that I do, especially for the timeline. And yes, at the beginning of the months, I do go in and I do read over the timeline just to ensure that I don't miss anything, just to make sure everything is up to date. So this is July 1st. So I'll go in there, I'll look at my emergency medicine timeline, and then I'll look at my ACGME timeline to make sure that I've covered everything. If there's anything that I need to do, because we do forget, you know, different tasks since we have so much, we forget. So I will go in to ensure that all of my tasks have been met. And like I said, if I wanted to update anything, if I wanted to tweak anything, streamline something better moving forward, this is the time that I will go and do it. You catch a lot of mistakes this way as well. Also, what I do is I still put it on my calendar as a reminder. So I'll put it on my calendar and I'll say something like, um, select date for graduation. So I'll put it in for June, like 2 weeks after graduate, a week and a half, 2 weeks after graduation, to figure out what's our next graduation date, right? So then that will remind me as well, because that's something that I want to know and get on ASAP. I'll also go in and usually on June the 10th, I have myself a reminder to update our website. So that way I gather all the bios, all the pictures of the new interns. I'll create my email to send over to marketing. So once I get all of that, then I boop, boop, boop. As of July 1st, these are the new residents, da, 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 da. That way it's off my plate. And it's already done for July 1st. And then they send me an email with a link. These have been updated, da, da, da. I hit the link. I'll look, make sure everything is good. If it's not, I'll email them. And then if it's all good, okay, this is approved. So they usually give that to me like a day or two before July 1st. So I have time to look it over, update anything. If they missed something, if something wasn't right, we still have time to tweak it. So these are just little tidbits that I wanted to bring, especially for the timeline, since this is the beginning of the academic year. Yay to the academic year. We have our new residents, we have our new team. Old residents have left. And it is a sad day, but a happy one as well. So if you haven't grabbed your timelines off of ACGME, please do so. And keep looking because I have my timeline for both, right? And this is just the paper one, but I have them on my OneNote by month as well. So always refer to your timeline. This is a great resource and is out there for a reason. Put it on your calendar, make your own specific, merge them and make your own specific timeline that is for your program and for what you do, right? You may have to like take some things out, or you will have to add some things. So these are just things that, we need to make sure that we do and complete each task, especially moving forward, especially being the beginning of the academic year. Also, I also wanted to say, this is July, next month is August. Don't forget about GME Day. It's our day, so we need to make sure that we take care of us. If your program doesn't do anything for you, don't worry, you do something for yourself. This is your day and you take time out for you. If no one else does anything, if no one else says congratulations, if you don't get flowers, if you don't get acknowledgement, just know that you are to be congratulated. You are to be rewarded. So reward yourself for the hard work that you do every day for your program, whether they see it or not. We know that we do a lot and we have a lot on our pet plates. We deal with a lot of different things that, our PD or faculty or residents, or even, the rest of some of the hospitals and our stakeholders, they may not understand what we do. So celebrate yourself next month. Make sure you take time out for you, and treat yourself. Treat yourself to something, new or something that you always wanted, because it's it's well deserved, especially after completing our academic year of 24 and going into 24-25. All right, well, that wraps up another short insight from me to you. Thank you for riding with me. Until next time, GME community, I'm signing out.